time to do our morning show.
On your how this will go.
Come and watch two guys grow old. These are the days.
If we get a YouTube feed,
We'll just stream on D-Live then. Mr. We could
We could
use a man like Donald Trump again. I live in a redneck state.
everybody here's irate.
Man, this intro sure sounds great.
These are
the
days.
And we're back.
Hey, happy 4th Monday.
Is it fourth? Or
It's
is
the
it
4th one.
Is it really?
Yeah, man. This is our
16. Yeah. So yeah, it would be. How about that?
it's our 4th week of torturing ourselves, John.
I'll tell you, it was rough this morning. I had a rough time getting up this morning. I don't feel well. I feel a little peaked, Bob.
Yeah, I'm just I want to say under the weather, but I'm not sick. I just glum.
Yeah. Right now we have Hurricane Ida.
I'm about to share screen if that's all right.
Sure. Tearing up
It won't let me.
Louisiana. It won't
Why?
let you.
Well, I'm trying to share like more of a
I don't have hold music. I'm gonna have to sing.
just hush. I'm like trying to share something like, larger than what you're seeing, but you know how things go.
Yeah.
That's currently old Hurricane Ida. I had a stepmom named Ida.
Oh, really?
She was a good woman. Yeah. My dad did not deserve her. So as you see, I don't know if you can see my mouse, but well, see when I go over it, it just screws it all up. But yeah, it's gonna pretty much roll right over us. We'll be to the south of it, but barely. See
Yeah,
there,
it's going-
Huntsville.
The
Huntsville,
eye of
we
this
say
thing.
one,
The eye of this thing's going to go 20 miles to the south of me.
and it's gonna go about 10 miles to the north of me. So
Yeah. So it should be fun. A lot of rain.
yeah, after we're done here, I'm gonna have to go around the yard and check a couple of things, that kind of stuff, and go over to my mom's. My mom lives over here in the neighborhood next to me, so my mom's elderly, so I'm gonna have to go over there and make sure everything's tight there. And probably after tomorrow, if I have power, I'll have to broadcast from my office. So that could be fun.
Yeah. I have friends that are they live right on the French Quarter. And they were saying, hey, we got plenty of booze and we've got power and all this. And I haven't heard from them in a while. So I don't know if they still have power or if they have internet or.
Yeah,
I haven't.
generally, they were saying it could take up to a week to get power back. I think the big issue is just all the water. They were, again, just like, I mean, I just seen a headline that said, could be the most powerful storm to hit Louisiana since 1850. And it's like, well, the Katrina was 16 years ago to the day. And that was pretty devastating.
Yeah, but the winds weren't as bad. The winds hit.
It was a Cat 5.
I don't know why they're saying that. Because I was watching the same thing last night, and they were saying that when the winds came ashore, the winds were 150, and the other one was 150, and they said that the Katrina wasn't that bad. It was. No, I'm not saying it wasn't bad, but it wasn't. The winds weren't as high. I don't know. What do I know?
There were spots around the eye where the winds were measuring, 120, 130, and in that range. But I don't see this being near as devastating. The media, dude, they love to point. I mean, now hurricanes no longer make landfall. They slam into the coast. They no longer make landfall.
Well, I love watching hurricane coverage. I've loved it for years and years and years. I'm a strange dude, so I like watching it come on, and now for some reason you can't get the Weather Channel anymore. I used to, whenever there was a hurricane, I would have the Weather Channel on 24/7, watching what's going on, watch those guys out there. They're out there going, they're sitting there and they're screaming in the mic. And, if Jim Cantor from the Weather Channel is in your town, get the hell out.
I know.
Yesterday, I was watching him yesterday, and he's sitting there and he's trying to talk. And the winds were so bad that he actually had to go down to his knee, which was funny. I think that it's.
There was one around, I want to say 4 or 5 years ago that came through where you could see him purposely standing in a ditch to make it look worse. So the water would be up to here on him as opposed to.
I don't think that was him. I remember that. I remember that the guy was on his knees. I don't think it was him. There was a weather guy on his knees saying how deep the water was, and then 2 kids behind him were walking in shorts with a 10-speed.
Well, and they were doing that thing. No, that's the one where they were doing what I seen the guy doing last night. They were it was during the day, so it wasn't last night, but the guy, they had cut to his camera, and I guess he wasn't aware. He was kind of like practicing. He was doing that thing where you.
Okay,
it's really windy over here. It's like he was bracing, like he was pretending to plant his feet as if the wind was knocking him over, but he walked over there just totally normal. And then he's like, okay.
Then he got into his stance.
I got to do my crab stance like I'm a guitar player for a heavy metal band. Whoa, mama.
So yesterday I went to YouTube to watch, as the storm was coming ashore, and they have the local coverage. And I guess the local coverage down in Louisiana, I mean, you don't get the top talent down there. So they had this one woman, she was a woman of color. And she's down there. She's like, "Oh, look at the water, and it's the water's coming." She must have just kept repeating the same thing. It's amazing. The water's coming. I'm like, "Yeah, it's a little bit of flooding, lady." And she goes, "Listen, it broke. We can't get the wind so strong right now. Our wind meter, the one they hold, your hand one, it's not working." So, and then she goes,
"Thank China."
And then she goes, "Listen, I'm 145 pounds, and this thing's blowing me around." And they go to some other lady. She's an older woman, and she goes, "Did a woman just tell everybody what her weight was on TV?" I don't think I've ever seen that happen.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's one of the things that guy did. The guy that was trying to plant his feet and act like he was about to get blown away. He's like, I'm 6 foot and I'm 200 pounds. I'm telling you right now, I feel like this is gonna knock me over. I'm like, dude, I've been in Cat 3 hurricanes. It sucks. It's not fun, but you don't have to. It's not, can't move, otherwise you'll get knocked over, kind of.
I understand they're out there, but like it's not the winds that are dangerous. It's the shit that gets picked up in the wind that gets thrown. Yep. That like a sign or a chair or something like that. The storm made landfall on Grand Isle, Louisiana. So they call to the police chief down there in Grand Isle, Louisiana, and he's like, "Yeah, we got up in this. We're up in this thing here. It's we have about 15 people, and we're stuck. We can't move. We're gonna be all right because we've had this before. This is certified up to 200 mile an hour, but the water's everywhere, and we were talking about the crab shack across the street and how many hurricanes it had survived, and it's gone. We just watched it just disintegrate. So they're asking questions back and forth, and they're on a delay.
Yeah.
So, the guy would answer the question, or the reporter would ask him the question, and he would say, "Oh yeah. I sounded like Mayberry RFD down there.
Oh, Andy.
But you won't hear anything after the storm. They're getting hit a lot down there in Louisiana.
Well, they get hit every year, a couple of times a year. It's either Louisiana or Texas, or if it hits one, it usually hits the other, at least with the rain bands and whatnot.
Yeah, but you're not going to hear about all they've rebuilt. I don't know how many times they've rebuilt houses. You see, like you would see now when they were showing you before it was happening. These houses were up 25 feet on pilings.
Yeah, I went. I was gonna go to Biloxi. I actually went to Biloxi, and about a year and a half after 2 years, almost 2 years after Katrina, and to do some work down there. They were building homes left and right, and they were all up on like you said, they're all up on like pylons or whatever you call them, and they were raised up off the ground. I mean, there was a downstairs, but it was kind of, they knew it was going to get wet, kind of stuff. You'd park underneath the house, all that kind of stuff, but they were throwing them up, and they were basically made out of cardboard, and I didn't want nothing to do with them. They were doing crap work, and I don't like being around that kind of stuff, so I bailed.
I'll
Yeah.
paint cardboard. You know who's really happy about this hurricane is Joe Biden, because it takes the focus.
Away from, I don't know, man. There's just as much. What I wasn't happy about, I want to talk about this real quick, and then we can kind of like move on. Everybody was told to evacuate, and you got these freaking people who are like, oh, we're gonna hunker down, and then the next day they're on the news in the dark with their phones talking about we're up in our attic, the water's totally filled. It's like, well, you were fucking told to evacuate. I don't feel bad for you.
I forget, this was years ago. One of the sheriffs was just, he was on the TV and he says, listen, get a permanent black marker and take on your right arm and write your social security number on it. That way, when we find your dead body, we'll be able to identify it easier.
Yeah.
If you're going to stay,
That's
we want you to
excellent
take, if you're going to stay, we want you to take your a permanent marker, put your social security number on your right arm so we can identify your body quicker.
Well, that's better advice than what we were saying. They were telling everybody on a Friday show to get vaccinated.
That's true. And Tammy says, this is true. Some people can't afford to evacuate.
Okay, you got a $1,200 phone to make a video of after you didn't evacuate. You didn't evacuate, but you're in your attic, but you got a $1,200 phone, but you don't have.
Well, some people
for gas, $10 for gas.
Some people don't have a $1,200 phone or the money to evacuate. Some people don't have that, so they just.
The video sure didn't look like it came from a $29 Dollar General phone.
I understand. Okay, I understand what you're saying. Both of you can be right at the same time. That's all I'm saying. Yes, the lady with the $1,200 phone should have had enough money to evacuate, but there are people that don't have enough money or a phone to evacuate, and they're not on there doing stuff like that. That's all I'm saying.
It was a husband and wife. I mean, I'm sorry.
You're stuck on the thing where I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, you have an attic.
That's what they did, that's what happened in Katrina. A lot of people drowned up in their attic because they went up in their attic and the water came in up over the roof and drowned them like a rat in a cage.
Yep.
So, all right. I think we beat this story to death.
Yeah, you have.
You want to go to the hobo? I got the hobo train up.
Yes, hobo train made me giggle when I saw it. It may require a little scrub action to make it even more interesting because kind of goes by. Yeah, the music sucks, but
yeah, we fancy like Applebee's on a date night.
Got what? 3 scooters there. So that was 3 scooters. Then he's got a dump cart, and then after that, yeah, I mean, look at all that.
He's got a generator, fan, gasoline. He's got water in the back. Now that's a prepper right there. Look at that.
What's with the 3 scooters? Is that like how they put 3 locomotives on up front?
No, I don't think so. I think I don't know why he was taking 3 scooters. This is probably at a Walmart.
Going to the pawn shop?
I don't know, but I don't think he has 3 scooters. I think basically he stole these from, either a Walmart or.
Oh, those aren't the grocery type. Look, they're missing the seats. Did you notice that? They don't have the seat
I saw a dog in there. Look, a couple dogs.
Yeah, there's a couple of dogs, and but if you'll look at the scooters, they're missing the seats on them. the back ones.
Yeah.
See, there's no seats, so maybe they need fixed. I don't know. I liked that. I thought, hey, hobo train. How'd you? I mean, if I was at a red light, I wish that would cross me at every red light because that kind of made
That's
me
fun. Yeah.
Although the light is green, and
You don't care.
Yeah. Well, no, I would. I'd be like, hey, come on, buddy, I gotta go. Got shit to do. Hobo train made me giggle. Yes, he is a wealthy hobo. Would that be hobo rich?
Yes, that would be hobo rich. This next one I have here is Pennsylvania woman goes for the world record.
Yeah, that one kind of grossed me out a little, John.
Oh, really? I haven't seen this one yet. Like I said, it's been a rough morning. I didn't get a chance to preview everything.
I thought that was yours.
Maybe it was.
Yeah, that's your story.
I forgot about this. Yes.
I want the biggest hips.
That's right.
Was that the one that we were playing getting out of the grocery store the other day?
No, this is a different woman. She's in Pennsylvania, and she's trying to go for the world record of the biggest hips.
Hooked on the look. She's going for the world record of the biggest hips. Well, shouldn't she have her home adjusted for it? What the hell?
For my hips that I'm going to make.
Bobby Jo Wesley is on a one-woman mission to become the proud owner of the world's biggest hips.
Somebody doesn't like baths.
They were almost 100. My goal was to have the biggest hips.
Last time we met Bobby, she had hips that measured an eye-watering 93 inches.
My hips are sexy. I like them. They're like saddlebags.
And it's not only Bobby who likes her supersized hips. This mother of 5 has found herself with quite the fan base after posting photos of her figure on social media.
Oh, I know one.
Fans.
I know one's Australian is probably into this right now. So the thing with her legs right there is she has lymphedema. She's not going to, I hope she makes it to 100 inches before her heart pops.
Famous for my hips and my butt. Yeah. It's the first thing people notice.
I'm not looking, bro. I'm sorry. I'm full on ostrich, man. That's
question.
My wife was asking,
what?
How do you get your hips that wide? Well, honey, you know how a fish can get as big as its aquarium? Well, a woman's ass can get as wide as its couch.
Well, what's going on right now? She's got fluid. Those legs are full of fluid because her heart can't pump the fluid back up into her body again. And that's what this all is. This is all lymphedema, all here. And this, these legs, it's ridiculous. And like I said, I hope that, she makes it to 100 before her heart pops. I'm not 100% sure.
But Bobby's mission is coming at a cost.
Having big hips is kind of difficult. When I go down up the steps, I have to turn sideways. I can't sit in chairs with arms. The last time I went to a doctor, I weighed in at 5'42". I'm still 5'2".
Today, nutritionist Nadia Sharif.
5'42", 5'2". I don't even know what the BMI.
100 pounds a foot.
It's 100 pounds a foot. That went
That's
back.
A dense woman. I was trying to find the image that I have,
I'll
but
eat like a dinner.
Nutrition as we went through her day was a big part of it. She doesn't eat enough, and when she does, it's unhealthy food. So thyroid is a little part of it, but really her nutrition and the way she eats is the bigger part.
When I get people on social media who says I'm fat, I really don't react to it because I am fat.
I think the consultation went really well. She's definitely in a place where it's very hard for people to be, It's not that she needs to lose 50 pounds. She needs to lose over 200 pounds.
I may be big and fat, but at least I have some type of shape, It's who I am.
Her claiming that she has the world's
what would you call that shape, John?
It's pear-shaped. It's, she's big on the bottom. That's a pear shaped
I
woman.
think it looks like a.
I don't know. Again, I don't know once you're to that point, I don't know what they can do because it's very hard for her. I'm sure it's extreme. I mean, look at her try to walk. It's extremely hard for her to exercise. It's crazy. But hey, this is what I'm talking about.
How does she get into a car?
Protective mechanism.
There isn't a vehicle that can hold that.
You have to understand.
It's got to be a
she can't control
minivan.
A lot of things in her life, right? But the one thing she can control is how big she can get her hip.
Hold on. Run this back a little. I mean, you can't tell where she stops and the couch starts. It's crazy.
Her life, right? But the one thing she can control is how big she can get her hips. She's really, truly a ticking time bomb. It's a life or death choice at this point.
Despite being told she needs to lose weight,
I mean, look
Bobby
at that.
wants to continue on her mission to get the
Do I
world.
have to?
I mean, just
Even
her trying to
putting her
walk.
own life in
Yeah.
danger.
I understand that I'm putting myself at risk by trying to get the biggest world's Guinness record. Yes,
Do you think that was her initial goal?
be known for something.
No.
And if it
I think
means
that she began out real thin and was like, you know what? I want the world's
what I want.
whitest hips. Like, how do you do that? Like, what are there certain kinds of food that you can eat that only goes to your hips? Is that
No,
how it works?
just-
Do you
It's just the way it's genetics. Honest to God, it's just genetics.
do you bind your entire body so that all your fat and weight only goes to your hips? I mean, how does that work?
Dave's right. She's Liberty Bell shaped.
Yeah, I was trying to find. I've got a really good one, but I have too much crap and it's all disorganized, like my life. So yeah, it's not going to happen here. But oh god,
What?
just nothing. I just hate when I can't pull up something that would really add to this. But it's
Oh, you can't fly?
I'm unable. Yes, I cannot find it. I don't have mine like named where I could just type in like a search.
Yeah, I get it.
Well,
Well, so you have a story up here and it says, fire this teacher now, then beat her with a rainbow and shove a unicorn up her ass.
Yeah, this one was quite the talk over the weekend on a lot of
So my
evidence.
question is, there's two of them here. One of them
One
is
says
where-
red flag. That's the one you played. That's number 2.
That's number 2. You want to play the other one first?
Yes.
The one with the lady in the leopard print shirt?
Yes.
All right. I can do that. I could do that.
Oh,
Bob.
hey, hold on. I found it.
Oh, all right.
This can't be the same chick.
Let's see.
I'm working on it.
All right. I'm sorry.
She's not on a couch.
The moment you realize she's not sitting on a couch. I don't know if that's the same girl. That might be the same girl with shorter hair.
Yeah, I
I
don't know.
can't tell. How many fat people memes do you have on?
There you go. Well, I have one of me if you want to see it.
No,
I got to go way back. I got
That's
to go
fine.
way down here. You'll have to just give me a second.
I'm just looking for
Way
all
down.
where's that child porn at?
Oh yeah, you know me. I'm a whole bunch of child porn. I'm all about that. This is just all crap I've done, just like jobs and memes. Work I've done and memes, lawnmowers I have.
I got it.
I like sold the mower, so I probably shouldn't have those images anymore. That was from when I sold the mower. There it is. There we go. I'm all big and bloated. That was when we went to Ripley's.
Believe it or not. And that was
Yeah.
the biggest. I don't even know if your hips would that be the biggest hips or not? I don't know.
Could be. I don't know.
A younger Boomer Bob.
That was that like a year and a half ago? Well, that was right before I got COVID. So yeah,
Right. That was the
there's-
COVID trip. That was the trip that you got COVID.
There's actual me. So anyway,
All right. Going down memory lane with Bob.
I was trying
All
to
right.
show that I was big too.
You are big. You're a big guy. All right. So you want the one that says red flag second, right? So you want this one first.
Yeah, the one teacher flag. Yes.
Here we go.
I mean, this don't piss you off.
We'll see.
Okay, so during third period, we have announcements and they do the Pledge of Allegiance. I always tell my class, stand if you feel like it, don't stand if you feel like it, say the words if you want, don't have to say the words. So my class decided to stand but not say the words. Totally fine. Except for the fact that my room does not have a flag. It used to be there, but I took it down during COVID because it made me uncomfortable. And I packed it away and I don't know where.
The flag made her uncomfortable. The flag made her, her country's flag made her uncomfortable.
She thought it was gonna rape her or assault her in some way. I mean, do you blame her? All those colors, the red, the white, blue.
As soon as someone told me that they took the flag down because the flag made her uncomfortable, I'd fire her. I'd fire her as a teacher. And I would go and I would, yeah. This is the shit we gotta stop.
There's a reaction to this from the principal.
Is it on this video?
And I haven't found it yet. But my kid today goes, hey, it's kind of weird that we just stand and then, we say it to nothing. And I'm like, oh, well, I got to find it. Like, I'm working on it. I got you.
So you're lying to your kids.
In the meantime, I tell this kid, we do have a flag in the class that you can.
Don't even tell
You know
me.
where this is going, don't you?
Don't even tell me they're going to have the rainbow flag up there.
Well, watch, because it's pretty quick. Pay attention, because it goes by quick.
Fire this. Fire her.
There's a flag for you.
Pledge your allegiance to. And he
Pledge your allegiance to this
goes,
flag.
oh, that one?
Yeah, that's it. That's the flag we're going to pledge allegiance to. I pledge allegiance to the alphabet flag because you morons don't know what gender you are. And to the republic that you're tearing down our nation underwater with liberty because you morons
John, get it.
can't figure out what the fuck you are. Jesus Christ. This is the flag. She can't.
That's
This
the only
flag-
time they smile.
This flag offends me. That
The only
flag offends-
time I see these people smiling is when they're doing this kind of stuff.
Ugh.
So now we'll go back to June, and this is a video she had put up
I got it. If you want
June
it.
during Pride Month. So, yeah, the principal responded to this. I'm trying to buy some time here. The principal responded to the video you just seen and said, you know what, they don't discuss employee discipline and all that kind of stuff out in like public, but what she did as far as the anti-patriotism kind of stuff, the against the flag, all that stuff, they don't really care for that too much. So, but I haven't seen anything as far as what they're going to do about her, but it's only been a couple of days and it was a weekend.
Oh, look how happy Mork from Ork is. She's got the Mork from Ork suspenders on her.
Nanu.
Nitwit. Here we go. Right now, just the smile, how happy she is with her. Ugh.
It's Pride Month.
Oh, it's
Pride Month. Yay, oh boy.
Pride in being in America? Pride in being a woman? Is that what we're having pride for? Is that the
Nope.
pride we're having? Nope.
Pride in being anti-America, anti-Trump.
Clever, not be awkward. That's fun for me. Happy Pride, everyone. It's June 1st, the start of Pride Month. Here's what I got going in my classroom. I got these flags from Target in like the dollar bin, so that's amazing. They didn't have all of them.
Amazing.
What they came out with, so I got all the ones that they had. As well as the inclusive pride flag.
I pledge allegiance to the queers.
Stop it. I pledge allegiance to the queers.
Well, that's an old punk band.
I pledge allegiance to the queers as a punk band.
No, the Queers is a punk
Oh,
band.
the queers.
Yeah, maybe she just really likes old punk.
Hold on. I got to go back to this.
Inclusive pride flag.
I pledge allegiance to the queers.
I also got a really big pride inclusive flag.
We saw
I
that one already.
still, but it's gonna go up there, and I need like a ladder.
I need.
So that's gonna come
Like a ladder.
here, yay!
Not a ladder. She just
Let's
needs
all
like a
very
ladder.
much for the people who are out, for the people who aren't out. You're appreciated, you're loved, you are enough. I support you, I got you. Send your queer friends.
Well, you know how she got that up there? She stood atop the American flag and put that other one up. Wiped her feet on it.
I pledge allegiance to the
I
queers.
mean, I'm not a big, flag guy. Like, hey, don't you dare disrespect the flag. Don't you burn a flag out there. You know what? You want to protest. But this is just a bitch.
I can't anymore with this. I can't. See, this is it. This is why I'm going to look like an asshole. And I already got shit from the last show we did, where I just said I'm not using people's. If you're not a he or a she, then if your pronoun is they, them,
Well,
whatever.
is she aware the only reason she's allowed to support the one flag is because of the other one that she doesn't support?
Very good point, Bob. That's right. If it wasn't for that flag, try going to Afghanistan and doing that.
We should send her there to spread pride.
She'd last about 10 seconds.
She'd be a pride, missionary?
I'd like to blindfold her and make her do the milk crate challenge. My favorite challenge of all time.
Well,
They took
they're
that away
doing
from me too.
yeah, they're taking away everything fun, John.
Well, I don't know if it's fun to watch. I don't think I'd
Well,
ever.
yeah, it's a source of entertainment, and it's made it to 3 episodes of this show.
Yeah. Well,
So it's a content generator.
I'm telling you, I could watch those people try to climb those milk crates all day.
Yes.
Because what happens is you're up there, there's no handrail, there's no nothing. And when those crates go out, it's a straight drop and you can't do nothing.
I enjoy the ones that actually succeed as much as I enjoy the ones that don't.
Yeah, I do also. But the problem is that not too many people succeed. I saw somebody do it with blindfolded. They were blindfolded, went up and did the whole thing blindfolded. I thought that was amazing. But TikTok has banned the milk crate videos. In other words, you can't put them up there anymore.
I'll bring it up real quick.
Here's another thing. TikTok, there's other apps out there that is exactly like TikTok, and I don't think they have the same
Totalitarianism.
Yeah, that. I don't think they have that kind of nonsense. And I'm trying to think I think it's called Clapper. The Clapper app is just like TikTok, but apparently nobody goes over there. I would like to see everybody leave TikTok and go over to Clapper.
So because too many users apparently thought a shot at going viral was worth a possible shot at going to the emergency room, TikTok has banned the so-called milk crate challenge. For those unfamiliar, the latest feat inviting injury involves stacking milk crates into a pyramid and walking up one side and down the other. Judging from a sampling of the countless videos posted online, this usually results in the pyramid collapsing and the challengers cratering. The milk crates may be strong, but they're not stable.
That's correct. And then the thing is, I guess it's like by the time you get to the top, that's at least 6, right? There's 6 stocked on top of each other.
It just depends. I think it's at least 5. I've seen 5. I've seen 6. I mean, if you're gonna do it, start small. Start with in the middle, maybe 3, and then
They're
work your
betting
way
on
up.
'em. In the hood, they're betting on people.
Yeah.
They're betting on them whether they can get up and over. You see them, they got the money out. It's like it's the new crap game.
Like dice. Yeah.
it's new craps. It's exactly what it is.
Hit 11. It says TikTok can't stop people from risking fractures and for fun and profit, but how do you profit off that? I don't get it. But it can ban hashtags, which it has done in this case. So searching for the related hashtag on the app now returns the message, this phrase may be associated with behavior or content that violates our guidelines. Promoting a safe and positive experience is TikTok's top priority.
Safe and positive. What's safe and positive? 14-year-old girls on there shaking their tatas for the world to see, for old men to spank their monkey to? Is that what their safe environment is?
Yeah, I know. There's people who probably got off to the woman that was just talking about the flag. So
it's all about the social credit score, your social credit score. And so, in other words, you can't have any kind of content up there on TikTok that is more conservative, more right wing, even middle of the road now. You can't have that. They'll take you down. Or here's the better part. What happens is you got your leftist liberal snowflake babies over there, and they'll find something, and what they'll do is they'll all mass report it, and then just TikTok just takes it down because
I've seen a lot of anti-current administration stuff up there, a lot of pro-Trump stuff. I've seen a lot of pro-Republican Party stuff on TikTok, and I've only been on TikTok for like a month and a half.
Yeah, but
as far as watching, I was against it, for a while just because of the old China getting your data thing. I know I'm a tinfoil hat wearing,
but the content is just so delicious. The shit that they put on.
It is. It's very entertaining. Now, I'll admit, if I see anybody, if the video pops up and anybody begins to dance, scroll, I'm out. I have no desire.
It depends on what kind of dance they're doing. If they're just sitting there with, braless bouncing their, boobs up and down with their hard nipples, I'm there. Yeah, I'm there. But I mean, it depends on how old too. You can tell the younger girls. You scroll. But I mean, there's other stuff on there that there's a lot of other. It trains it to find what you like. The app. By just how long you stay there, or
how many times you get to watch it.
Exactly.
Like over and over again, it just loops. Because that's the other thing is now I do notice that some videos have a scrub across at the bottom. You can move and pick, back it up a little bit, whatever. And others don't. I don't know if that's initiated by the person who uploads it, if they offer that, if it's I don't know, or if it's just, random. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know enough to be honest with you.
Yeah, I'm a boomer.
I'm tired. Like I said, I'm tired of people telling me what I can and can't do. If people want to take and videotape themselves walking up a bunch of milk crates, why can't I watch it? Damn it.
Well, it's the plastic doorknob covers so babies can't open the door. This
is America. I used to have those. You know who else couldn't open up the door? This guy.
Yep.
I was like,
sometimes I have to paint around them when I paint, when I have to paint doors and stuff. I'm like, I'm not taking that off.
I remember
this man problem.
I was trying to get into from a hallway, it's from the kitchen to our hallway. And we had one of those stupid things over the knobs, like it's a plastic thing. You're supposed to squeeze it and then turn the knob. And I think the knob was too small, so you couldn't really get a good grip on it. You couldn't turn it. And I went to smash the plastic thing off there, and I broke the whole doorknob. Off. I got in a lot of trouble for that one, Bob.
What
is wrong with you?
I raised my daughter by myself at that age too, as a baby and toddler years. And I'll tell you, The only child proofing I did was I put anything that she might get into that would be like, harmful out of her reach. And I actually was in the room with her like all the time. I would, if I had to get up and go to the bathroom or something, I would put her in a walker and then put the walker in an area where she's not going to be able to get into much. She move around a very little bit, bang into the coffee table or bump into this or that, but nothing was going to fall on her, hurt her. It was out of her reach. I'd run to the bathroom, do my thing, come back out. She's fine.
Listen, Bob,
never did any of that. Doorknob, the outlet covers, none of that stuff. The cabinet locks, none of that stuff.
Listen,
The word
Bob,
no.
by the time I was 3 years old, I had tumbled down 3 full flights of steps. It never affected me any. I'm fine. We're just these kids today. They're pampered.
Yeah, rub some dirt on it.
Right.
There's that. Well, that's the difference between a mom and a dad. A mom sees a kid going up to an outlet with a butter knife. They're like, "Oh my god!" and they run and stop the kid. A dad goes, "Hold, wait. Bet you don't do that again, dumbass."
If I can jump over to this next topic, if you don't mind, I see that the Proud Boys and the Antifas, they were out LARPing again over the weekend. I'll tell you what, this is entertainment.
There's 2 angles of this. Yeah, I think that's video 1. Yeah, there's another angle of this too. That's just as good. It's the same clip, the same fight, if you want to call it that. But they're both, good angles.
So the Proud Boys and Antifa, Saturdays they show up in Portland at a park or somewhere, and they fight each other.
You're mine. That's the only one I want.
Here we go. There they go. Look at them. Get ready, guys. Get ready, Antifa.
Catch me. Hold me back. Hey, there's a pole there.
Look out. Hold on. I just saw something. Notice this guy right here with this is a typical Proud Boy. It's got the gold piping around the collar and the sleeves. That's
you can pick those up.
Yeah, typical Proud Boy.
ProudBoys.com.
Here come the cops.
Guy from Fresno Tower.
Hold on. No capes. See, this is the problem, Bob.
That's one of these things is not like the other.
Here they. This guy here, he's getting his ass kicked. He just went to the ground.
Do you think that?
Do you think what?
That cape, is that the opposite of an actual cape? Like it means you have no powers at all?
I got to be honest with you. I think that this is a pride cape. I mean,
right. That's my point. That cape. Normally, when you see somebody wearing a cape, they're a superhero. They got powers.
Well, he's a super,
everybody else.
He's got super gay powers.
Right. So they're extra weak.
Here come the cops. Why break this up? Why not just let them beat the shit out of each other? Why even care? Just let them beat each other to beat each other up. And maybe they'll stop doing this nonsense.
Well, they get out the bear spray. Isn't that the kind that's like yellow?
Listen, why don't they just let beat each other until some of them get some loose teeth? And then maybe they will be able to, they'll say, you know what? I don't want to do this anymore. This is ridiculous. We're not doing anything.
Well, they do it every weekend.
I know. It's their fun. It's their like people.
I'm sure at this point, they're not really taking anybody to jail. And if they are, they get right out.
Right. So here come the cops. Now, last weekend, from what I remember, they had a Christian, there was a Christian rally and Antifa showed up. And then the Antifa beat up the Christians, and the cops just sat there and watched them. The Christians were very upset that the police didn't do anything to stop the beatings they were taking on from the hands of Antifa. So then the Proud Boys showed up, and then here come the cops. Ooh, he's taking quite the licking down there on the bottom.
Try it again. Look at all their shit.
There's that bear spray. One guy comes back trying to like gather up his shit, and the cops. are
Well,
like,
see, he's got his Antifa fag bag on.
He's got it in the front.
Yeah, so he could take a
So-
punch.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I guess that's smart. I don't know if you want your laptop broken and your little Debbie cake crushed.
Well, they don't have that in there. They have their bear spray. They have
the other.
the
I didn't
water
know if you.
supplies.
I didn't know if you.
I don't
grab
think
the
I
other
don't know if
one.
I have the other one in here.
All right. Yeah, it's probably just a.
I don't see that one.
All right, just a second. I know I've got it. Damn it. Which one?
You know what? I wish that teacher was out there with the flag.
Okay, this is a different angle. Now I'll just have to share screen or whatever since I haven't downloaded the video, but blow it up a little bit. All righty. And share my screen. All right. Is that all right?
Yeah.
Does that work for you? All right.
Yeah, sure does.
I don't know what the audio is like. Let me go ahead and address that.
What appears the Soys are back in town, but
Oh yeah, this is Steve Inman. So he does commentary, but this is from the other side. This is the other angle of it.
All right. So the Soys, are they the Proud Boys or the Soys the Antifa?
Boys are Antifa.
Okay.
Soy boys.
Soy boys.
Turn them. Yeah, I don't know if the audio's okay for you here.
That's fine.
Here we go.
Team America is back in full effect, and you know what that means. They ain't gonna take shit from nobody from these soy boy bitches that try and act tough like freaking ninjas and then run like the soy boy bitches they are. Right here, you can see soy boy getting real tough. It appears he's gonna try and stand in the face here and
That was hold on. I gotta back that up. That was too good.
This is now I knew right there.
Look at
was
his head. Look at his head. Oh, he bent his neck. Look at that. Ooh.
exit stage right. Hold on. He lined them up. Oh my God. Go ahead. I dare you.
Like that. You can make it one of those. You ever have one of those like blow up things that you would punch and they'd bounce
Yeah.
right back when you were a
Yeah.
kid?
Well, this one
That's
didn't
what
come
this is.
back. This one went straight to the ground.
Bap.
Oh,
Oh,
that is
awesome.
too funny.
booyah, one to the chin is next.
Oh, and a
Look,
foot
they
to
got-
there's the bear spray.
There comes the bear spray.
Someone comes in with
Looks like he got his own guy there. Look.
And it
Of
appears
course he
he's
did.
about to get attacked. Yep, that's right. The guy that sprayed everybody is going to get his ass handed to him. And it
Oh.
appears he's getting a knuckle sandwich buffet.
I don't think they did too much to him though.
Snapping and cracking like
That didn't
Oh,
look
look.
like they did
So
that
there's the
much.
guy there's the guy that got knocked down. See him? He's
He
the
just
one that
gets
walked by
knocked
too.
down.
I could
Look,
tell
he
by
just-
his red pants.
He just gets knocked down.
Now this is the guy that sprayed him with the bear spray, but the
Yeah,
guy
I
that got
know.
punched-
He's got it in his hand. It's about to fall out of his hand. But watch though, they don't really do much to him other than probably make him like wet himself. 'Cause they don't really land anything good. Watch.
No.
Well, there he gets the old Malachi crutch there where they
Both
squish him.
cracked, you know.
Yeah, so then he falls again, but they don't really. One dude like climbs on his back, but I mean, he doesn't really land anything good on him. See, then he
No.
gets up and runs. So
Then here come the cops. The cops coming in.
yeah, boo.
Soy Boy Kit Kat bones snapping and cracking like a freaking Slim Jim and Rice Krispies. And of course, the same douchebags that protest law enforcement are asking help from law enforcement.
Exactly the same
Appears the
douchebag.
Soys are back in town.
Oh, yeah, that's fun.
I like that. I like that. I like the commentary.
Oh, he does really good stuff, man. I like Inman. He's at Steve Inman. That's INMANUIC. I don't know what UIC means, but
I think
Steve Inman UIC.
I think Athena says they're using the TikTok app to get kids to vaccinate. Yeah, I think they are. They
They're using it for a lot of things.
yeah, they have influencers that they like. Oh, go get the jab, and
I don't see any of that shit. I think the app has already learned that I like the videos of, husbands like pranking their wives, when they like put like rubber bands over this sprayer that's on the kitchen sink, and then the wife comes and turns the water on, and it's. I like those kind of videos. We used to
I
do
like
that all the
those
time
too.
at work.
I like that. I like those kind of videos. You're right. I like the same ones.
So yeah,
the one where the guy he would take talcum powder and put it all at the door, and the wife's in there, and she's in the bathroom, and he
And
takes a leaf blower and
oh,
blows all that talcum powder under the door, and she comes out looking like Casper the Friendly Ghost.
yeah, those I love that.
Yeah, they're my favorites.
I mean, there are ones you can tell that they rigged it, but it's still pretty funny.
No, I get
Not
it.
like the wife was in on it and knew it was coming, but
Yeah. I mean, here's a perfect example. This is a very good TikTok right here.
yes, this is an older one from the campaign trail.
You got the vaccination?
Yeah.
Are you okay? I mean, you seem no, it works. Or or the mom and dad, or the neighbor, or when you go to church, or when you're I really mean it. There are trusted interlocutors. Think of the people.
Interlocutors? What is it?
Your kid wanted to find out whether or not there's a man on the moon, or whatever, something, or whether those aliens are here or not.
What?
I don't know. I don't know what the hell he's talking about.
This was
Attention, please. Someone summons Joe's interpreter to the stage, please. We don't know what the fuck he's talking about.
Yeah, this was post-election, so this was from the office of the president-elect that he made up. and he's being I think that was Don Lemon.
Don Lemon?
Don
I don't
Lemon.
know her.
Don Lemon.
Oh, that bitter fruit.
Fruit. That's kind of funny.
I mean, we're going to go all the way back to when was this? When was the election where
92?
92 was when Ross
Talking about Ross Perot?
Yeah. He was my guy.
How did, dude, I voted for him.
I did too. I voted for him.
I was 21 years old.
I was a little older, but I
really wasn't into politics that hard at that age, but I knew enough that when I saw this man in the debates with Bush 1 and Clinton, I was like, I want this guy. The other two are just crooked as hell. You could tell it.
Right. And he made sense. He was the Trump before Trump.
Well, he was an oil tycoon, right? From like Texas or something.
Yeah. And the problem was that they started messing with his family. And there was a point where he backed out. He says, I'm not doing this because they're threatening my children, and I don't need this kind of stuff, and I make enough money and I don't have to put up with this stuff. And then he tried to get back in again. I think if he would have held strong through this,
yes,
he probably would have done better. Basically, if it wasn't for him, you would have had a second term of George Bush Sr.
Yes.
But because of Ross Perot, you ended up with Clinton.
Yeah.
And that's basically because they split the Democratic Party. But tell me this isn't what, here at 1992, we're 2021. Here it is.
Well, they've got a point. I don't have any experience in running up a $4 trillion debt. I don't have any experience in gridlock government where nobody takes responsibility for anything and everybody blames everybody else. I don't have any experience in creating the worst public school system in the industrialized world, the most violent, crime-ridden society in the industrialized world, but I do have a lot of experience in getting things done. So if we're at a point in history where we want to stop talking about it and do it, I've got a lot of experience in figuring out how to solve problems, making the solutions work, and then moving on to the next one. I've got a lot of experience in not taking 10 years to solve a 10-minute problem. So if it's time for action, I think I have experience that counts. If there's more time for gridlock and talk and finger pointing, I'm the wrong man.
That's my man. Poor guy.
Did you notice that was a debate and there were three men on that stage, and there was no talking over each other. There was no, jeering or anything, any input from the audience. No, moderators, they weren't getting involved in, time's up or any of that stuff. They let the man talk. Everybody was quiet and respectful.
Yeah, it was back when everybody had manners.
Yeah, well, but everything he said ages well. You know what I mean? Because that was 30 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And yet all of that still exists today. So what does that tell you about our elected leaders? Because since then, we've had 8 years of Clinton, 8 years of Bush #2, 8 years of Obama, 4 years of Trump, and a year of Biden. 5 presidents, and we're still battling the same problems. That means that none of them have done anything.
You also realize that Joe Biden was a senator through all of that.
Yes.
All of it.
Well, that's the part about him getting in office that I don't understand. Like he wasn't very effective in that office. What makes you think he's gonna? The only thing he did when he was VP for 8 years was make more connections and align himself and his kid with foreign governments.
Correct. Yeah. I mean, if you back away from this Afghan thing, to me, it looks like it's planned. And because nobody can be this stupid. And for some reason, we wanted to give away all this military equipment. For some reason, we wanted to leave Americans and Afghans in Afghanistan. For some reason, we wanted to do all this. For some reason, we wanted to make America look weak. And that's what's going on right here.
Well, when I heard them on the news, when I came out here, I was listening to the news, and they were talking about the damage from Hurricane Ida could be in the billions, and I'm like, well, we left over $80 billion worth of military gear over in Afghanistan. So what if it's billions of dollars worth of damage, right? I mean, what does that matter?
They said we did it everywhere. They said we left shit in Vietnam. We left shit in Korea.
Yeah.
We left shit in Iraq.
I don't understand why we're not, drones striking our own gear that we left over there, so it's not good for them anymore. Or why we don't have gear like that, like a helicopter. Why can't we? They can disable my car in my driveway with a press of a button because it's connected to the sky. Okay, why can't they do that with we've got, I don't know, $100 million helicopters? They can't put that kind of disabling shit in it. I mean,
I don't know. Like I said, again, boomer bunker. We're opinionated and barely informed. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, that's basically our tagline. And I'm going to say we're misinformed, but it is what it is.
That's the point of this. I mean, is to two old men who we have seen all this crap as it's unfolded over the decades and decades. So we may not be out here. Do you get involved with any campaigns? Do you go out there and help campaign for anybody? No.
I used to. I don't anymore. Yeah, I did.
I've never done it. I've never carried a flag or carried a sign for anybody. I've never so much as allowed a sign to be put in my yard. And I have a pretty prime piece of real estate where they could put one of those big giant signs. And if they come up and offer me $1,000, I'd be like, yeah, go ahead, put it out there.
One of my best friends, his father was a senator. I've known him since I was 14 years old. He was a senator when I was well into my 30s. So for over 15 years, he was a state senator. And the only reason he's still not a state senator is because they wanted to put the party wanted to put another senator in there, and they basically just drove him out. So yeah, we used to go out and put out signs and canvas and do all that other stuff. But once he stopped, once he wasn't in politics anymore. And then my friend, he ran for a local seat and he won one year. And the same thing, they took his dad out and him out at the same time. His party did that. Not the other party. It's a big money making scheme, and it's all about power. And they spend $14 million on a political seat that the guy makes like $25,000 on. What's that all about? So,
well, you heard the guy who, the Capitol cop who shot Ashley Babbitt.
Yes.
Blindly.
Yes.
He in the interview, he talks like he's squared up.
I don't understand why
he aimed for like a center mass and pulled the trigger. No, because he got her in the neck. So apparently you need to adjust your sights, or
Well, listen, he had the gun out. He was aiming. I mean, you could see it in the video. I saw it back then. And she was coming through. They broke the window. The door was barred, and she was coming through the window. And I have no problem with this guy. I don't have any problem with this cop shooting this woman. None. They told her not to. They broke the window. They were coming into the Capitol, and guess what? Nobody else tried to go through that window after her, did they?
That's true.
All right. No one told her to go into the Capitol. No one told her to go and try to climb through a broken window with chairs all propped up against the doors, barricaded. What was she going to do? What was she going to do when she got on the other side of that? These were people that were upset, and they went in there unarmed, and I don't know what they thought they were going to do. All right. And the cops busted a cap in her ass. And guess what? He got her in the neck, and she's dead. Oh, well. And no one else tried to go through that door after she did. That was enough.
Play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
Yeah, I say this is the way it should be for anybody. I don't care if they're white, black, Republican, Democrat. If you're breaking into somebody's house and you're breaking a window and trying to get through, they have the right to defend. All right. And if they use lethal force, they use lethal force. You didn't think that any of these Capitol Police were armed? You didn't think any of these Capitol Police were going to shoot somebody if they tried to come get too close to Congressman? That's their job. That's what they're there for, to protect Congress. And all these people charge in, and this lady's coming through the window. Hey, listen, I haven't heard this yet. You want me to play it?
It's a little long. I mean, I think it's the entire episode. You don't need to. All
right. So should I move this a little bit?
He points out that this guy, he was in the news. The guy who did this, I want to say his name is Michael Brown, something like that. No, Bird. Sorry, I can't remember.
Okay.
Doesn't matter. But this guy was in the news back in 2019 because he had misplaced his Glock, his 22 Glock, in the men's bathroom in the Capitol building. He left it.
I don't understand. Okay, so what does that have to do with anything?
And
what does that have?
He didn't report it, and then he bragged to his coworker buddies. Well, I'm a lieutenant. They won't do nothing about it. So he's a dumbass. Sorry.
He's a police officer. Why is it that one day the police are you're back to blue one day, and then all of a sudden, because they shot a white woman who was coming into the Capitol, now all of a sudden this guy's a dumbass? I don't understand this. Either you're behind the cops or you're not behind the cops. I'm behind good behavior. This guy had made a good shoot. She was coming through the window. I don't know if he said, don't come through, I'll shoot or whatever. I don't know. But they're trying to make a villain out of this guy. I don't understand it. He did his job.
Taking a tactical stance, you're ultimately hoping that your commands will be complied with. And unfortunately, they were not.
When you fired, what could you see? Where were you aiming?
You're taught to aim for center mass. The subject was sideways, and I could not see her full motion of her hands or anything. So I guess her movement, caused the discharge to fall where it did.
And what did you think this individual was doing at that moment?
She was posing a threat to United States House of Representatives.
Oh, she was posing a threat. Well, let's see. She was 5'2". She was unarmed. There were armed police in tactical gear standing right next to her on the other.
Hey, Tucker, you know what? I like Tucker Carlson, but he's wrong here. He's fucking wrong here. Yeah, there were people on the other side, but she was coming through, and his post was not to let anybody through there. So I don't care if she was 5'2". I don't care if she was unarmed. She was in a place where she wasn't supposed to be. There was a broken window and she was coming through. She was told not to come through and she came through anywhere. And guess what? Now she's no longer with us. This is bullshit. I'm not making a hero out of her. She was in the wrong here. She was in there breaking into the Capitol and she got her ass shot and she's killed. Oh, well. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. I'm sorry. Do you want to go on through that anymore?
Let me share this. So after that, we end up with this. On the left, you have troops deployed to protect 535 members of Congress against flag-wielding Trump supporters. 26,000. Troops deployed to protect 15,000 American citizens trapped in Afghanistan against actual terrorists. 5,000. How does that seem right?
Apples and oranges. It's apples and oranges. Did they need 26,000 to protect Congress? No, they didn't. They probably could have used 5,000. All right. Did they need 26,000 over there in Afghanistan? At least. I get it, but I don't see where one has anything to do with the other. I don't. I mean, in other words, we need to put fencing around the whole Capitol? No, we did not. It was a bunch of knuckleheads. They were all hyped up and they went over there and they thought they were going to riot and they thought they were going to come in there unarmed and take the Capitol over and stop the election and stop them counting the votes or stop the election or whatever the hell they thought they were going to do. And it didn't happen. A lot of them are in jail. A lot of them are going to be in jail for a while. Yeah. And at the end of the day, the whole place was cleared out in a couple hours, and Congress ended up doing the job that they were supposed to be doing. It wasn't hampered. It wasn't an insurrection. Again, it's one side crying about, oh, it was an insurrection. Meanwhile, they can go out and riot and burn cities, shit like that, and that's fine. Antifa can go and.
Well, it's also interesting that all of the rioting happened in 34 of the 37 opportunity zones. Look that up.
What's an opportunity zone? I don't even know what that is. See, opinionated, uninformed.
It's an area that is within a certain distance of. It's complicated, and my brain right now hasn't had breakfast. So
okay, all right. Well,
but they're all near a Federal Reserve office, and opportunity zones are areas that when they get burned down, these wealthy assholes are allowed to buy up shit in that opportunity zone for basically zero tax.
Oh, okay.
So like I believe it was in, I want to say Minneapolis. There, when they looted the Target and all that. Remember all that? I mean, they burned that place to the ground. And that week, the town, was cleaning up sites that got burned down, like privately owned business, buildings that got burned down. They were cleaning it up and then giving the owner of the building a bill for $180,000 for cleanup without asking them nothing. They just did it and said, here's your bill, pay it. And basically what happens there is the owner of the land or the building that whatever can't afford to pay it. So then it becomes their property. It becomes, Minneapolis's property, and they can sell it to people like Jeff fucking Bezos.
Yeah, well, basically what it is, it's just the state taking back the means of commerce. So that's what they're doing. I get this, and we need to get this under control. Hey, listen, it's running late here, but because the reason I want to talk about this thing. Oh,
I got one for you that'll change the topic just a little bit. But why is this tweet allowed, but other tweets are not? Do I need to zoom in on it?
Yes, ceiling for child sex workers in the great state of New York. Hope to continue our activism with.
Sorry.
I'm amazing to create better legalized world for all child sex workers. Who is this? What kind of nonsense is this? See,
blue check mark, homeboy.
This is ridiculous.
Hashtag legalized child sex workers. Hashtag love is love. Hashtag map.
Hang on.
You know what a map is, right?
No. What's a map? Isn't that
Hashtag LGBTQIP.
What's MAP mean? MAP Pride. MAP. What is that? What is MAP? What is this guy's thing? He cannot still be on Twitter. His account better not be Desmond Amazing. Oh my God, he's still on here.
Who?
Desmond Amazing. Why is he a blue check mark? He's not a blue check mark. I don't see his
not on there.
Oh, yeah, he is.
So it's a minor attracted person.
Minor attractive person.
I wanted to get the actual Urban Dictionary definition. They call it a masquerading asshole pedophile. But yeah, there was an actual podcast that was about that. It was basically the MAPS podcast. 1 week, Carl was unable to do his show, WATP, and Doug and Kaya hosted the show.
Yeah.
And they did that particular podcast, the MAPS podcast.
Let me just say something to the gay, lesbian, alphabet community. You guys better watch your step, because if you're trying to make this, you're trying to normalize this under the inclusion flag of all this bullshit you're talking about, you're going to take a step back, because we're not putting up, a lot of people are not going to put up with this bullshit. You cannot sexualize minors, children. How dare you? What kind of freak are you? For Christ's sake. There's laws against this.
I love their.
Hey, listen, you want to sexualize children? Send them to fucking Afghanistan.
Says here, otherwise known as MAP. It's a seemingly less worse way to say a disgusting effing pedophile.
Yeah, it's a pedophile. I mean, that's ridiculous. Well, you're trying to break me today, aren't you, Bob? You're basically trying to break me down. Why would we even consider this? Why isn't that taken down? Why isn't that guy who tweeted that? Why isn't somebody over there kicking his door in and arresting him? Ridiculous.
This person won right here.
What is that? Is that one of those, what do they call the boot? They put a boot on it?
Yep. And they just took the tire off.
Oh, that's a sad kind of boot. Over here in Pennsylvania, they put a thing over. You can't even get to your lug nuts. That whole tire's covered with it.
They put a dish over the entire.
Oh yeah, you can't get that thing off. There's no way.
Yeah, wasn't that show it's called Parking Wars? That was done over there in Philly.
Oh yeah, it was done over here. Oh yeah, I've seen plenty of Parking Wars over here. I've seen plenty of that. I've been part of Parking Wars.
Yeah.
You
ever meet Garfield?
No, what I had one time, I was they had called for an entrapment. I pulled up in front of the building, and I went in to get the people out. And when I came out, the tow truck was there and it had my van up in the air. And I went in and I got the this is back so far. This is when they used to cable. They hook you with a cable. Yeah. And I went into the truck and I got my cable cutters. And I said to the guy, either you drop it or I drop it. One or the other. I don't care which. And he goes, you cut that, I'll call the police. I said, I don't even care. Drop it. Or I said, I went in there to get somebody. And then he said, all right. He says, I'll tell you what, you give me 85 cash and I'll just drop the van. I said, cash? Who carries $85 cash on him? So the guy goes, there's a Mac machine, ATM right over there. And I took the guy that I was working with, my helper. I said, you stand in front of this tow truck. And if I'm come back and my van's gone, you better be run over. So I went over and I got $85 and I gave that guy $85 and I called him every thing I could think of.
Yeah.
I insulted his family. I insulted his mother.
Well,
I insulted Yeah. That's
now,
exactly.
now, was that your personal vehicle or was that?
No, it was the work van. But I'm not calling my boss.
You would have called a lot of shit for that, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I'm not calling my boss and telling him I got my van towed.
How common was it for them to get freaking towed, like impounded?
Oh, you had to really pay attention. Yeah, there was a lot of guys that got their stuff towed. Tickets, we got tickets all the time over there. Yeah, you'd pull up, you'd have a loading zone, and the guy, and you would, okay, so there's in Philadelphia, if you had worked as a contractor, you had this thing was called a parking plaque, and you put it in your rear window. Rear window, you tape it in there, and you were allowed to park at any meter. You didn't have to put any money in it, and you could park in any loading zone. All right, that was it. Okay, so you could park in those two things, and you could only park in a loading zone for 4 hours. So I remember one time I was parked at a meter, and I come out, and there's a ticket on my car, and the guy's in front of me, like he's putting tickets on other cars. So I said to him, "Hey, I have a placard." He goes, "Where?" I said, "In the back window where you're supposed to be." He goes, "Oh, I didn't see it." I said, "Go look at it now." "Well, I can't help you. I already wrote the ticket."
What?
Sure. Yeah. So now I had to take the placard, go to the
and go down and get
go down there, and then they just dismissed it. But again, 3 or 4 hours out of your day to get the ticket dismissed.
Just proving that Philadelphia is the city of brotherly love.
Hey, it's as bad anywhere. I'll tell you another thing about the parking wars over there. They have a whole parking division, Philadelphia Parking Authority. Millions and millions of dollars of tickets they write every year, and millions of people that don't pay tickets every year. So they're running a negative balance. They're losing. How do you lose money? It's ridiculous. All right. The only one I really want to talk about, because we're way over time here, is the trucker strike. Do you think this is going to happen?
We'll see. Tomorrow would be the day, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Now you're telling me right now that that's happening over in
Australia. Yeah, we have there's an article, or there's a bunch of videos about them doing it in Brisbane and whatnot.
Huh. Well, I'd like to see this happen, because this would take the country and put it to its knees.
Does this have the Garth Brooks music? I don't know why they do that, but the music bit. The Thunder Road.
Here we go.
Thunder Road.
On August 31st, a bunch of us are going to shut our trucks down. It's not about the trucking industry anymore, folks. It's about medical freedoms, the freedom to choose. You have doctors, nurses, healthcare workers, teachers, military, people quitting in mass numbers. Healthcare workers that have literally saved lives. Military, who's actually defended our lives, and some have paid the ultimate sacrifice. When I say it's not about the trucking industry, I mean it's not about the trucking industry. We just have the power to shut the country down and bring awareness to what's going on, help them save their careers. It's time to help them, folks. So stand up. Stand up for our fellow Americans. Remember, we have a freedom of choice.
For the flag.
Government has no right to mandate anything on us. Have a good day.
Oh, you can't see it because his thing was at the top. I don't know why they use music that has like vocals in it. If you're going to use a music bed, just use an instrumental so it doesn't conflict with your words. Like,
it's the app, Bob. They don't have. You can't just put any music on it. You have to use what the app has. So basically, that's on.
Well, then don't use any. Get your message out there without the Thunder Road.
I get it. The problem with this is this would work. This would stop all the nonsense. And the problem is it can't be just a day. And everybody has to do that. If we had a national strike where everybody stopped working for a week, then people would the people in power would shit their pants and change this all around.
Oh, they wouldn't change nothing. They would just give it a week, and if we're not back at work, martial law, all this kind of crap. I mean, they would flex. This government will never admit their shortcomings, their flaws, that they're wrong. None of that. It'll never happen.
Here's the thing. If they're willing to strike for a week, remember, how many guns does the United States have? Over 300 million? Over 300 million. We have more guns than people in this country. If they're willing to strike for a week, are they really ready to pick up arms against the government? Because this is where we're heading. I don't know if anybody realizes this, but this is where we're heading. And, you're having the LARPers out there fighting each other in Portland with the bear spray. It's only a matter of time before, and I'm going to make a prediction, before the end of the year, when at one of these LARPing, someone's going to pull out a gun and start shooting a bunch of either Antifa or Proud Boys. And that's when this shit gets real. That's when it goes from a Cold War to a hot war. So again, the science is in. Natural immunity is better than the vaccine. So if all these people that have COVID and have recovered, their immunity is better than the vaccine. And there are certain studies out there that say that if you get vaccinated you shouldn't get vaccinated after you've had natural immunity. So here we are. Again, I took the vaccine. So it's not that I'm not. Yeah, there it is right there. It's not that I'm against the vaccine. I'm just
news.com.au. That's a
right. I'm just saying that if you want to take your chances with COVID, that's fine. You do you, boo. I don't care. But to take and sit there and fire people because they don't want to get this vaccine, and then what if the people have had it? If they've had COVID, that means they've had a positive test, which means they've gotten over it, which means they have natural immunity. So let them go back to work. This is all bullshit. And I don't understand why everybody's got to get this stupid vaccine. I don't know. We got a dad joke?
Yeah.
Now that we're an hour and 20 minutes in.
How do you make an astronaut feel better?
I don't
give
know.
him some space.
Perfect. All right, everybody. If you're still here, you're a real fan. And tell people about it. Tell your friends. Tell them that we're two boomers, opinionated and uninformed boomers, come out here from 9 o'clock every morning Eastern time. And we talk about things. Jump in the chat. Yell at us.
Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Eastern time, 8 Central. Yeah.
7 Pacific.
Yeah, boomer _bunker at boomer _bunker on Twitter. I don't care about all the other ones, so because I don't do Facebook.
Yeah, we're on Facebook. We're on Twitch for some reason.
And if you are watching us live on YouTube, it'd be nice, or just watching the non-live version, it'd be nice if you hit subscribe, because we would like to have that vanity URL. I think once you hit 100 subs, you get the vanity URL, so we could easily share that.
Yep,
URL without,
That's right. Touch our bells and buttons. We would love it.
Yeah.
All right.
Smash that like button.
Hit the like button. All right, everybody. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Hasta